So there's 3 parts to the X-ray machine. We have the control console. You walk in here, you're going to see the generator, and then your X-ray tube housing. The generator can be turned on with a flip of a switch, at least in this specific room, on the back here. Okay, on the X-ray tube housing, there's going to be controls and buttons so that you can move the tube. There's an all locks button here. This is going to allow you to do anything you want. Okay. The longitudinal is going to move it back and forth so you can come in closer to your patient. If you're doing a wall bucky, you can move this back and forth to change your SID. The transverse button is going to come back and forth this direction. Vertical, of course, up and down. And then you can angle. Angle for that scaphoid wrist. All right, you got the collimator button here. And as you can see, the light gets bigger the more I move away. This is great for abdomens. Great for abdomens, or if you want to try to fit a part on a larger patient, distance is your friend. And as you can see with the light, again, a bigger field. All right, these knobs on the machine here can make your collimation larger to fit a 14 by 17 plate. I mean, whatever plate you have, make it smaller. Remember, collimation is going to give you better detail, less scatter. This is the X-ray table. This is actually a floating table. Not all tables get to be floating like this, but as you can see, it moves around. You can move the patient where you want it rather than the patient moving physically. Down here, we have the bucky slot. This handle here will pull open so you can take out your cassette. You can put it back in. Make sure to push forward so it's really locked in place. And then you push it in also with some force a little bit to make sure it's locked in and detented correctly. This is a lock here so you can move the IR, the bucky, around. That way your laser light gets lined up. And if you see on here, we always want that laser to be lined up with the bucky. This is a wall bucky. So same thing here. It has a little line on it so you can line up your laser to the middle so that the plate and the part of the body is centered correctly. Make sure you push that in all the way. It has a little handle here so you can move it up and down to the size of your patient and to the body part you need.
So the lab uses 2 different types of imaging plates or image receptors. So the first one here is what's called a CR, or computed radiography, and they come in various different sizes based on the exam or body part you're x-raying. These require a special reader, which we'll look at in a minute, to process the image. The other type, in fact, that we just got this semester is what's called DR, or digital radiography. As you can see, it's tethered directly to the computer, so when the image is taken, it comes right up on the computer system very quickly. This is the control console. So the first thing we need to do is follow me. In order to take an x-ray, is we would turn on the generator. Right back here. You flick that switch. That powers everything up. And then we need to turn on the console, so those power buttons in various areas. Yeah, that's fine. I'll edit it in post. And then we're going to boot up this machine. Okay, then we'll just let it boot up and then secure password. So this is the X-ray console, and this helps to set the technique for the type of image you want to take. There's KVP selector, MA selector, your time. You can choose what bucket you're on. And here's where you can choose the particular exam. So for instance, if you're shooting a chest x-ray, you click on the chest, do a PA chest. Your KVP and mass are set over here. So to start an exam, we're going to add a patient. So we've got all the data in here, we'll just enter.
Hopefully you can edit that out.
Cut. So you can select what exam you want for the patient here. We're going to select a hand, and we're going to do a PA hand, and we're going to save that. Okay, so we have our actual exam on this console, our patient data and the exam we want. So now we need to set our technique on this console here. So there's the hand. You can click on the hand, give them a little high five right there. And we're going to do a PA hand. So that sets our technique for us. So we're using the DR image receptor. I'll turn the light down here. You can kind of see how it's doing there. We need to activate it. Okay. We always have a problem. Oh, there we go. It's ready. So to make the exposure again, we'll make sure to push this halfway down. We rotor the X-ray tube, and when this turns green, that tells it it's ready to make the exposure. So hold it halfway, green, all the way down. So our image comes up, and on this screen there are lots of things you can do to this image. It's got the marker. I'm not going to go through all these, but you can zoom in and out if need be. You can annotate. Jeez, look at all that. Oh, I know where annotate is. So you can touch the screen, and if you need to add annotation on here, you could, such as upright, even though you would not label a hand as upright, but you can add information. Okay, so we have our CR, and the black side is what needs to be up. That's what actually receives the body part. We're going to take our phantom hand and place it down, and our marker. And then we can adjust our window size. Okay, so for using a CR cassette or computed radiography, we do not use this console. This is for the DR plate. So, but in order to make the exposure, we still need to select the correct technical factors. So again, it's just the same. We select hand. It's a PA hand. And then we'll go ahead and press halfway down to rotor the tube head. Wait for the green light. Make the exposure. Okay, so here's our CR plate, and we're going to insert it into the reader. This takes a few minutes to process, and then the image pops up here. Okay, so our image popped up here. The cassette, after it's read, it's erased and then ready to be used again. So this console basically has the same settings as the digital our DR console. They're just in different places. So let's save that. You can, I have not used this in so long. Oh, here we go. Rotate, flip. There we go. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this hand. It's perfectly normal.